Welcome everybody back into another episode of Two Fat Guys in a Dream. Of course, I'm your host with the most, Truman, the Steam Machine Steen. As always, I'm joined here by my father, Scott Steen. Scott, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Truman. How about yourself? How was that 5-hour drive, 6-hour drive back to your undisclosed location?
We could disclose it. You could go see me on the side of the highway. You could go see me on the side of 24 Highway anytime you want if you're out east of Colby, Kansas.
Oh, you're not even on the interstate?
No, we're on highway. We're on US 24.
Oh, excellent. I wonder that is probably the same 24 that goes through here.
Probably, yeah. You could probably just take 24. I think it goes through Manhattan. It just runs basically parallel to 70. If you ever wanted to avoid $3 in tolls but add 4 hours to your drive, you could take Highway 24.
We've come back. We've done that before. Coming back from Manhattan, your mom wanted to see the scenery. So
yeah, probably a little more scenery.
I will. Oh, and there's like some lakes and stuff. It's pretty cool. He goes through some little towns you never heard of. So yeah. I'm glad you're good after your drive. It's good to be here. It's good to talk about our ongoing weight loss journey. I actually saw you in real life yesterday, IRL, as the kids say.
Yes.
Of course, we're recording this Sunday, so I saw you on Saturday at the not Texas Roadhouse,
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Longhorn Steakhouse. Why did we go to Longhorn instead of Texas Roadhouse?
I really don't know.
I'm gonna guess because you had no input.
That is a big part of it. Yes, as you know, I am a huge Texas Roadhouse fan, and
they're right across the parking lot from each other.
Right.
So
yeah, exactly. So yeah, literally, we were like, but also, we got to Longhorn at 3:30. We had reservations for it. Everybody really cares about this story, but we had reservations at 3:30 for it, and we drove past the Roadhouse, and Roadhouse had already had like 20 people waiting outside at 3:30 on a Saturday, and we go to the Longhorn parking lot, and Longhorn has maybe 7 cars in the parking lot, and we're like, damn.
Well, yeah,
we went.
We went to Texas Roadhouse first because we just assumed that's where it was.
Right.
We actually for once got there early, like 3:25,
and
we actually got there about 3:20. We sat in the car. We went inside and said, "Yeah, we have a reservation for 14." They're like, "I don't believe you do." Well, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So we solved it anyway. I didn't even see what you ate yesterday. What did you have to eat?
A little steak.
Into the 14 top steak. What was
I ate half a steak. I got a 12-ounce Kansas City strip, and I ate half of it.
Okay.
And then I had
a steak sandwich for leftovers.
I left it with Tina. I worry about letting a steak sit in a cooler for 6 hours and then heating it up in a hotel room.
You'd be all right. Like having it in a fridge. Feel like having it in a fridge. You'd be all right. But,
yeah.
Whatever.
I left it for Tina.
Okay.
But a little Caesar salad. So,
okay. Right.
Reasonable.
Very good. Yeah, it's the steakhouse thing. If you like meat, if you're a big fan of the meat, it's one of the best places you can go because you can get that monster steak. I even had a little side of mashed potatoes. I think that was like 24 carbs. Not something I usually eat, but there was room.
Yeah.
Not like the fries were like 50 or 55 or something like that. So
yeah, something insane.
So yeah, you can keep it. You can get a baked potato probably.
Yeah.
You can eat like half of it with a little sour cream. Yeah.
Right. I just didn't eat breakfast. That's one of those things. Well, I'd really I call it the Texas Roadhouse day. I feel the same way about if you're going to go to like Texas Roadhouse. Zinzetti's is a great example.
Yeah.
If God forbid you're going to Fogo de Chao. God forbid
let's
you're
just
going
call
to
them what they are. The feed bag joints.
Yeah.
Where you just pull up a chair, strap on the fucking feed bag, and you just go at it.
Right. It's an all-day preparation event for me. So you have to set up. You have to not eat breakfast. You have to be hungry by the time you get there. Especially if I'm going to Roadhouse, because I know I'm going to want to slam 2 or 3 rolls, and I still want to be able to eat my food by the time I get there. So yeah, I just didn't eat breakfast, which really sucked because I came home from out of town, and Tina's like, "Oh, we can make breakfast or something," and I was like, "How about we just don't eat breakfast at all because we're going to steakhouse later?" So that's a tough thing to sell, but she was
really
fairly reasonable.
No. that's good because that's a kind of an unreasonable approach. Now, normally speaking, I like to front load my days. I get up and do some work, take a shower, take the dog out, and then I'll have breakfast around somewhere between 12 and 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I have a huge breakfast, usually 750 calories. I load up.
Yeah.
But then I try to like funnel it down through the remainder of the day, and I'll have a bigger meal at 5 or 6, and then if I need a little snack later, I will. Usually some kind of meat and cheese thing. And I don't know scientifically if that works, but to me, the logic is it gives you longer to burn off the calories when you're the most active.
Right.
Again, I know there's been studies that both sides of that says it doesn't matter and blah blah blah. It's just
I know you can't eat. I know you can eat too late though. There's still a point where you shouldn't be eating like at 9 o'clock and go to bed at 10.
I saw a study come out within the last couple of years that said that it doesn't fucking matter either.
Really?
So yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, it's one of those...
but it seems logical to me that the longer you're awake, actively burning calories, the more opportunity you're going to have to displace those calories.
Right, and I'm not too big of a food. I'm not too big of a scientists are always evil, conspiracy theory. The types, kind of people. But what I do not trust is sometimes some of those things where we had for a long time it was breakfast was the most important meal of the day.
Sponsored by the Kellogg's company.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it was sponsored by Kellogg's or milk makes your bones strong or bones stronger. Yeah. That's total bullshit. And that was all
the Dairy Association,
right? Or all the Got Milk posters and all that stuff that went up in schools. That was all paid for by milk companies. And it's one of those things where, as far as it goes with food, I never go too far.
When you see studies like that, you always have to, especially if it's like some kind of the sugar in pop really isn't that bad for you. First thing you want to do, who sponsored that study? And it's going to be some bullshit name. So you're going to have to do a little digging. It's going to be the American Institute for Scientific Endeavors or some shit, and so you're going to have to look up and say, it's not going to be the Coca-Cola company.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Well, so but it's like all the studies that say what Gatorade is better for you when you're doing sports. If you ever looked into that, that was the Gatorade Sports Institute that did all those studies, and you're like, okay, all right, guys, let's take some of these.
Man, that is quite a coincidence. All right, bud.
Yes.
Let's talk about some results. I know you've got some big news.
I do have some big news, Scott. I was lucky enough. I had a great week. I lost 1.5 pounds, but more importantly, it pushed me to 249.5. Means I'm officially under 250.
There it is.
I want to say, hold on. Let me bring up the Excel because I want to.
He no longer weighs 1/8 of a ton, ladies and gentlemen. He weighs less than 1/8 of a ton.
That's funny.
Don't even look like you're going to check my math.
No, I'm not going to check your math.
I saw those eyes. I know those eyes are like, wait a minute, is that right? You're doing the calculations.
Well, I did. Well, because you go 250, you're like, that's a fourth, and then you're like, no, wait, 1,000, 2,000, it's a ton, it's 1/8. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. But but it's even funnier because we're out here doing asphalt work, so I'm laying down 1,300 tons of asphalt every day. So I didn't even think about
you are
the thought that I was. I'm not. I'm helping. I'm helping watch it get laid down. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm pissing off the people who are laying it down by telling them you think I ran the math and this is a little too thick on the asphalt. Those guys love me. Big fan of me for sure. Yeah. I love that. I love having to tell somebody that's done this job longer than I've been alive that the little math that I ran in my air-conditioned truck while you guys were laying that down tells me it's a little thick. You're at about 2 3/8 inches. Needed at about 2 1/4. If you get that done, that'd be great, buddy.
What do you do if it's too thick? You have a scraper or some shit?
No, you just
say you thin it down.
No,
Jesus Christ, I'll fucking slap you.
So it's like a laydown machine.
You make it thinner, like our show. Did you say a laydown machine?
Yeah, you have it's a pavement. It's called a pavement.
We call those a bed.
Yes.
I don't know if you have a fancy name for your laydown machine, but that's a bed.
So it's this paving thing, and the asphalt comes down, and it goes over it, so it pushes. Only so much asphalt can go down, or it'll push it forward, and then it'll like things that you've seen before, like a plow almost. But so you can't do anything about what's behind us. you know, but I can say, hey, up till this point, we've been laying it too thick, and they'll lower it down just, within the
So you
scope.
can't do any. So the shit, like, you took a measurement 5 feet behind him, and you're like, I got some bad news. There's going to be a dip in this road.
Yeah, well, so, and then that's a whole thing where you tell them, like, oh, hey, we're a little thick, we need to go up, and then you check another 1,000 feet down the road, and you say, hey, we're a little thin, we need to go up, or we need to go down, and they go, dude, you got to let me do, or it's going to be, and I'm like, I just have to give you this information. You can do it however you want to do it, but I have to give you this information. And that was we had a whole blow up, and it was just like, dude, listen, man, I have a job. My job is to tell you this information of the math that I'm running. Whatever you want to do with it, I need you to get close to this number, because I get yelled at if you don't hit this number. That's all I can do. And so I'm having a really great time out here is what I'm telling you.
Sounds like it. But I will say this. If anybody ever asks you, like, well, why should I go to college when I could just get a job laying asphalt for $40 an hour or whatever? I'm assuming these guys are making pretty good money.
The top guy is probably making all right money. The 4 to 5 to 6 other people that have to walk around and actually shovel the 300 degree asphalt, probably making fine money, not making good money, I would say.
Well, what do you do, like $30 an hour kind of stuff?
Oh no, I mean they're laborers. So I mean at your top like laborer, once you've gone through all your school.
So they're not like union carpenter.
Oh, they're
guys.
Not all the way out here. You're not union. In Kansas City, you're union, but the rest of Kansas, west of Kansas City, is all right to work, and these are all Colorado guys also. So it is a total. They are not union. So if I had to guess, these guys who are actually shoveling it are probably making $20 an hour, maybe.
Yikes!
That would be my guess.
But
you're living in the middle of nowhere, Colorado, so it goes a lot further.
You took away my big thunder, because I was going to say the difference between that job and yours is the air conditioned cab that you're sitting in.
Yeah, that is true too.
You only get out of your air conditioned cab to go yell at the peons about how thick their fucking asphalt.
No, I do stand outside the truck and walk along with them. I actually only get in my truck to run the math, because I need a surface to ride on. So I try to be like, hey, I'm out here. We can have a dialogue. We can have a conversation. I try not to be that guy that's just sitting in the truck like, hey, good luck, guys. Hey, this is looking really good. Except I just ran my math, so I had to get out of my air-conditioned truck to let you guys know. A little high. Let's bring it down a bit. Yeah.
You ever get out of your truck and go, God damn, it's hot out here. How do you guys do this?
Yeah. That is the easiest. That is the easiest.
5 feet from that asphalt.
Yeah, that is the easiest conversation starter. Is there's a little bit of a language barrier at times. But I'll tell you what we can always talk about.
A lot of Eastern Europeans on the crew?
No, not exactly. But it's a lot of, fuck, man, it's hot. There's a lot of that. And you all say, everybody says, yeah, man, that is so
Chinga tu solo. Fuck the sun, I believe, is the word.
Yeah.
Fuck your son.
Yeah. So, okay, all that to be said, what the heat is helping me do is lose weight. I'm down to 249.5. It brings my total weight loss. I'm actually at, so I've totally, up to this point, I've now lost 32 pounds, which is 39.26% of my goal. I'm almost halfway there. So, 10%, 8, I'm about 9 pounds away from 50%.
I was going to say, for somebody that does math all day, that's some pretty good shading right there.
Yeah.
I've gone from 34 to 39% in the last month, so I'm almost halfway there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you run those projections and see what that target date is?
Right.
No, that's good. And I'm making light of it. I congratulated you at the time. You told me, you sent me a picture of the scale, as we do.
Mm-hmm.
I offered you congratulations. So I saved all the shit that I'm going to talk until we, do this live. So.
Yeah. Well,
no, it's a very good thing. And we both struggled with some plateaus. I was around the 306 mark for like a month. And you just had to drill down. So yeah, it's right. And once you get off once you get off that plateau, you should have good results. And like you said, you're getting good exercise. We talked about it last week. When you're out in the heat, you don't really fucking feel like eating that much.
No, I do not.
Last thing you want to do is get the meat sweats after you've been real sweating all day.
Yeah. Oh God, no.
So
but just to put everything in perspective here. So In the first episode, I weighed 281.5.
Okay.
By episode 5, I was down to 270. It took me 4 episodes to get down to 270. 4 weigh-ins. By episode 11, I was at 260.4. So I lost another 10 pounds. And so that was in, 7 episodes. We are now on episode 23, and I have just now finally broke under 250. So it took me, the time that it took me to lose 20 pounds, it took me to lose the next 10. And
that's not unexpected. We even talked about that on the first couple episodes.
Right.
You're going to see those big results, and you really jump-started it by doing keto.
Right.
You put yourself in ketosis for 2 weeks, and we've talked about that before. I don't think either one of us are keto haters. It's more the long-term sustainability and what happens when you just can't fucking do it anymore.
Right.
I think there gets to that point where you're like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So, very good. You're on the modified. You're on the 2 fat guys in a dream diet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good.
Right.
That's good.
We'll talk about it a little bit. We'll talk about it a little bit more here in a bit. But yeah. Oh, and this is here. There you go. This is my kind of 250 goal shirt that I had. This is a shirt. It just says "Yikes," but it's from a. It doesn't really matter. It's from a YouTuber, but I really liked this. You can't really tell, but it's all like made up of a bunch of flowers. So it's just kind of a cool design. And I got this shirt when I first moved to when I was just about to move to Kansas City. I got this shirt, and I was probably 5 to 10 pounds heavier than this, and I was still at that point where I really wasn't giving up the XL, and maybe I didn't realize how tight it was, and I didn't think about that. And then I ballooned all the way up. I was about 260 when I got here, still wearing this shirt. I ballooned up to 280. And now that I'm back down at 250, it took me a while. I put this on at 256 or 260, and I was like, this shirt's too tight. And so to think about how long I held on to wearing this shirt up until I was 265, 270, and I was still wearing this shirt, just puts all that in perspective where now I'm back at 250, and I feel good in this shirt, but still at times I'm like, ooh, I could, use a little more room here. But
yeah, that's different. That's because I just got a 2X shirt. From work, they sent me a real cool care packet, like a baseball theme with Cracker Jacks and peanuts and beef strips, and
that's cool.
One of the the Jake Paul energy drink? Who's
Prime? Yeah,
yeah. I got a can of that. Haven't had the guts to drink it yet, but I have that.
Godspeed.
And but they sent me a 2X shirt with our new company logo on it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, God bless you for thinking I'm a 2X. And that's gonna be my goal shirt, but it's gonna be for me. It's 250.
Yeah,
I'm not comfortable with 2X at 275. That's just not going to happen.
Interesting.
That's an extra large, right?
Yeah. So yeah, 250. But
yeah, you and I are for some reason we wear our clothes about a size apart.
I'm always been a little more. I mean, I'm a what I will say is I'm I'm stronger than a lot of people think at times. Right. Yeah. I think I've always kind of been that, where it's either, people are also being polite, but it's always been like, hey, how much do you think I weigh? And people are like, oh, I think you weigh 240 when I was weighing 280. Yeah. And I talk to guys that weigh 250.
Underguessed as well.
Yep. Right. And we look the same. And I'm like, man, I weigh 280. How do you weigh 250 or 240,
We carry it okay.
Yeah.
I will say that we have the fat gene in the Steen family, but we carry it okay.
Right. We're also, we're just broad. We're not the,
true.
Even as I'm losing the weight, I'm still on an airplane or a movie theater. I'm like, I should probably bring it in.
Well, see, and the difference for you is you got in good shape playing sports, and then you kind of kept up a routine. You played some sports in college, intramurals, and you worked out. You went to the gym. You did some shit.
I did athletic jobs is what really kept me.
And you also did athletic jobs. We talked about that last week about running and doing ballet, pouring asphalt on the wrong side of the shovel,
right?
Back when you were doing internships.
Yeah.
So that helped, as opposed to me, who got finished playing sports and went, "Wow, that was enough of that shit," and pretty much just lay down the cleats and the tennis shoes and said, I'll see you in about 15 years when I fucking put on 80 pounds. I'll start walking again, and that's exactly what happened. So,
Oh,
yeah, and so I think you're still you have more muscular tone in your upper body than I do.
yeah.
Obviously, you're younger than me, you're gonna have that too, but I ain't health matters. I'm not saying, well, I work out too. I don't know why. Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, okay. So let's talk about me.
Let's
It's
talk
all
about
about
you.
me, buddy.
Yes, sir.
How'd I do?
Scott, you lost. You're down to 295.4 this week. So you went up 1.8 pounds last week. You're back down 1.7 pounds this week. So you're back around. You're 27.89% of your goal. You've lost 36.9 pounds. So, and this is, I think this is a testament to. I say that when you are doing things, when you are in a rhythm and your body is in a healthy rhythm, sometimes you will have weeks or weekends where you get out of that rhythm. And the thing is if you go back to that rhythm, your body wants to snap back. It's the same thing where just because you got sick and you lost a lot of weight, your body wants to snap back to where you were before because it wants to get back to that level that it was at. So when you're being healthy, let's say you go to a Longhorn, you go to a Roadhouse, and you have a 5-pound day or whatever. If you go back to your healthy routine, there's a good chance you're not probably gonna lose 5 pounds, but there's a good chance you're gonna lose 4.5 or 3.5, and you're gonna be a 1.5 pounds heavier, and you're gonna have to grind that out. But that's where you're at, and I feel like that's this week for you is a testament to that.
Yeah, and I had a good day at the steakhouse as well. I had a hamburger steak with a little bit of gravy that was 10 carbs total.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I had the mashed potatoes. I had one piece of bread and salad and water, and that's it. Yeah, but you know what? That's a mighty fine meal.
Yeah.
I don't need a soda and a half. I don't need dessert.
Yeah.
I don't need the fries or the whatever. It's just it made me happy. I was able to go and eat with people. Nobody. And it's one of those things. Is you're on one of those diets where you can order food and nobody's going to go, Jesus, what the fuck? You can't order nothing, huh? You can go to a restaurant and order food like a normal person. You got to make a couple little tweaks, but you can eat. You can have food. You want Mexican? Go have a couple tacos. We go to a place have ceviche. Ceviche is nothing. There's like nothing in it.
That's what I've got. Last week I've been out here and I bring meals from like Costco or Sam's Club or something and then warm them up for dinner. I bring salads and put it in my lunchbox for lunch, and then I put it in a cooler. So I've been having like chicken salad, pasta salad for lunch, and then last week I had chicken Alfredo, which was I'm having 400 calories, like we talked about, a reasonable. I'm not having a huge helping of it. I'm having a cup of it, and then eating that. But this week I have ceviche instead, and I'm super excited for that because I know that'll mean even when I come home to eat my big dinner. I mean, it's going to be shrimp and vegetables and lime juice.
It's a power food, man. I can't say enough good things about ceviche. If you can eat the fish, the shrimp, and you're like, it's raw. It's not raw. It's cooked in lime juice. It's a different process, but it literally cooks it. The acidic reaction cooks the food. It's not like eating sushi. So now, if you like seafood, ceviche is the fucking it's the secret weapon, man.
Well, and as I learned, you can even do the flip side of that. Sawyer's friend Danny made the beef version of that of ceviche, essentially cooked in lime juice.
Okay,
and it was also great, and it healthy to eat and all that stuff. And I was just like, I was skeptical of it.
Carpaccio kind of thing, huh?
Almost, yeah, but actually cooked. So yeah, I mean, it was different, but I really enjoyed that. So, there's options. There's alternative ways to cook your anything at this point.
100%. And yeah, you don't have to cook it in oil. In fact, you don't have to cook it at all. You just put it with lime juice. It's about 30 minutes to react, and you got a fucking meal. So
easy.
That's what I'm saying. Is you can you don't have to look like a schmo, or you can't. That's one of the things I like about this place. You can't limit yourself. You can't have a lot of fast food. I will say that right off the bat. You're not going to eat a lot of fast food.
Yeah.
However, you go to a regular restaurant, there's going to be something on the menu that you can eat or eat with a couple of minor little adjustments that don't make you look like a fucking Karen in the middle of the restaurant,
Yeah. Well, it's one of those, I'm out here and I'm eating healthy, but I'm wondering how much of that is I'm just not, I don't have the opportunity to eat out as much. Too, or I don't have the temptation to be inside the office,
Because if I'm working with that crew, every night at quitting time, my first question would be, where are you guys going to dinner? Because you know those motherfuckers are going to good places.
Well, and they bring it themselves. It's one of those things where
I figured for lunch, but dinner they don't go out.
Well, they're from Colorado, so they drive like an hour back to Colorado.
Oh,
they're not
every day, really?
Yeah, right.
Oh, so they're not staying there; they're staying at home where they live in Colorado.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool. You see them. You hear. I've heard about this before, but this is where a lot of kind of things come from. But they make they put like tamales or they put burritos or tacos in like the foil, and then they'll put those on the asphalt paver.
Keeps them.
Yeah, keeps them nice and warm, and then they'll.
I'm sure.
Eat it. I'm like, that's cool. You know, that's just.
Yeah.
It's just ingenuity. So making the best of a situation.
Solid. Did they offer you anything? You want to try a tamal or anything?
They have not offered me any, which I don't blame them for that. Like I wouldn't offer them a sandwich if I was like, oh yeah, here's a sandwich. But they did offer me like a nectarine the other day, and I was like, and just because I had just had like my protein shake, I had just eaten breakfast. I was like, I'm all right, but I appreciate it.
Man, yeah,
I know.
That's a shame.
I know. I should have got in there. I think I got to be next time. I think I'd be like, But it's one of those things where I also feel the same way about fruits, where I'm like, it's just a lot of sugar.
It is a lot of sugar. Yeah, so. I always have to be aware of what's high in sugar and what isn't as far as fruit goes.
And man, these guys will like slam Cokes, and I'm like, dude, it is 100 degrees outside. You're working on 300-degree asphalt. You are slamming sodas. I was like, what the hell is going on? How can you guys I was like, I feel, my gut turning just watching that.
Right.
But, it's just it. But I also remember being in the shit like that, and, you're running at such a high level that it doesn't matter. Your body's just like, yeah, whatever.
Well, last week I was telling you about the Tour de France guys, that like 130 grams of carbs an hour.
Yeah. Right.
So, yeah, if your stomach can handle it, if it doesn't make you sick, I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, no, I don't even think like a health wise, but my stomach would be just like I know that my 100%. pH.
That hot acid rolling around in your stomach. No, thanks, man. I'm good.
Nope.
All right, very good.
Well, let's talk about how the Two Fat Guys in a Dream diet was going. We kind of already touched on it a bit.
All right.
There's good portions of it everywhere. It's got its benefits. We obviously, again, we talked about, we went to the steakhouse. I just kind of saved up my carbs for the day. And I used them, for mashed potatoes or for a mac and cheese or, whatever it may be. Right. Still really can't do soda. What is it? I did my, like on a Friday, I normally will celebrate getting to Friday by having like an unhealthy meal. An unhealthy breakfast or something, and I was like,
immediately after weigh in, yep, absolutely,
yeah, right. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I normally do. I'm gonna have a soda and a slice of like Casey's breakfast pizza. I put it in my fitness app. I was already negative in my carbs, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, one soda, one slice of breakfast pizza, already too many carbs. It was like 130 carbs, and I was like, well, shit,
and way too much sugar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Way too much.
We've talked before. Is 12 ounce Coke probably has 50 grams of sugar, 40 grams of sugar.
Yeah. Like so like a 12 ounce soda is still on the table if you need it, but a 20 ounce bottle is off the table.
Yeah.
And that's just, I was like shocked. I was floored. I was like, holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. That's one of the things we've talked about, tracking your food. And sometimes it helps just to do stuff like that. It's just so fucking. We went to. I'll tell you my story like that. We went to Hawaiian Bros.
Oh.
And put in my meal at Hawaii. And I had the double serving. I had one of this and one of that with the rice and the macaroni style, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's off the chain, dude. It's like I want to say over 2,000 calories.
It's at least like 16. I think the lowest of any of the meats is like 1,600 for the box.
Yeah, I want to say the chicken alone is like 1,600.
Yeah.
And then you add the rice, the macaroni salad, and all that shit.
Well, if you go the low carb, if you go the all veggies instead of rice or mac, it's like 700 calories, I think.
Okay.
But if you have any amount of rice, any amount of like the lowest total box with the rice and the mac is like 1,600.
Yeah, I'm
Just
not doing
awful.
that. And that's I don't go to places like that and deprive myself because I can make a better fucking meal at home. So if I'm
Yeah.
gonna go out to a restaurant, I'm gonna eat like a relatively normal human being. I'm not gonna go to Hawaiian Bros and have like broccoli and shit. It's just that's not me. I'd rather not go.
No,
You know,
well, and that's really the worst part about Hawaiian Bros is I know what freezer bag vegetables taste like, and that's what freezer bag vegetables taste like.
oh
It
yeah,
tastes just
100%.
like the Green Giant steam bag or whatever. And they just don't put much seasoning on it.
Yeah.
I wish they did a little bit better on their veggies. That's you
All
know,
right. So talk about the challenges of the plan.
challenge. I mean, no soda is always a challenge, but I'm in a good zone out here where I don't want soda. Where I'll have, I'm drinking right now. I drink like 3 to 4 bottles of water and like 2 sugar-free Gatorades a day. Like just pounding liquids. Like we talked about that. I
I've
weighed
heard that
in.
Gatorade's good stuff. They did a study on that.
Yeah. Well, that's why I do the sugar-free one. I honestly, my coworkers, I see them. They have the like full sugar Gatorades, and I'm like, and that's one of those things where you feel the oldest is when you're like, I don't even like the sugar full Gatorades. I would prefer the sugar-free Gatorades just based on
Yeah.
taste and like working out or being athletic. We talked about this. I wouldn't drink a Coke, and for me, I can feel that amount of sugar on the normal Gatorades now, and it feels like I'm drinking a Coke, man. It feels like I'm drinking like syrup.
I follow a couple different doctors on Twitter, and they both of them just hammer sugar, just fucking hammer it. You
Yeah.
know, the about how they take a lot of shots at the industry, about the breakfast food industry and the sodas and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Flavored milks in schools, and all that bullshit.
Oh man, but those flavored milks are so good. That's the problem.
I know, good chocolate.
Because
strawberry milk.
sugar is so good, and that's
Sugar is so good, and there's no question about it. Why do people crave sugar? Because it's fucking delicious. That's why.
yeah. Or like, was it Subway's bread's considered cake over in the UK because there's too much sugar in it?
Oh, I can believe that. And that's the thing you see, like, and I don't like all the sugar-free the substitutes and shit.
No.
I eat that shit. Well, of course, most of it, you can get a sugar-free piece of cake. Doesn't fucking matter. It's still gonna have 80 carbs in it. So
Right.
take a night dig.
I mean,
So that it doesn't matter.
Right. We talk about this a lot. I mean, it's sugar beverages are the worst. Your diet sodas aren't that much better, but they're still better than that. And then you should be drinking water, teas, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's where you should
unsweetened
be.
tea, obviously. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And so I would say, I'm trying to figure out like if this diet wouldn't be for you. If you don't think you can give up like a lot of chips and sweets,
Snacks,
especially sweets.
If you're snacky, I'm not snacky. You're snacky. You had to overcome your snacking.
I'm not snacky, but I like to have chips with my meal. And I like I'm a snacky in this sense that if a bag of chips is sitting out, if I walk by it 3 times, I'm gonna get in there at least one time.
Right. Well, and you had like a sleep kind of when you were tired, you'd snack a bit.
Yeah, 100%. I would get up in the middle of the night. That was a huge deal with me. I had to. I don't know if we've talked about this. I lock the fridge at night.
Yeah.
I got this thing. These 2 little magnet locks. They go across the fridge. There's 2 keys. So your mom always has a key in case she needs to get in the fridge.
Right.
Because I lock the other key away in my locking kitchen safe.
Mm-hmm.
I have a timer. Looks like a bread basket upside down, like a bread box, and it sits. And I put the key in there. I put like if I have any kind of snack thing that I think I'll get into, I put that in there, and then I time it for 8 o'clock in the morning when your mom will be up, and that's it. So I can't. I give myself about like 5 or 6 pretzels, and I'll put in a little bowl.
Crazy.
And that's what I get up. I need a little snack, and I'll have that. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, for years I was, you sit and you go, well, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change how I feel. And you go to bed, you're like, this is gonna be the night. And then something about it, you wake up, man, and you're just like, I'm not sleep eating, but my resistance is non-existent.
Yeah.
To man, I've got them like made like wraps with barbecue sauce on them before, and just had rolled up and fucking ate a barbecue sauce wrap.
And we maybe talked about this on the show. I absolutely noticed that when I'm tired or I'm worn out, my willpower to just say no, I'm not going to eat something shitty today it goes down. If I'm working on 5 hours of sleep, I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna grab something for breakfast, and my body goes. And it's crazy. I'll have these things like, and I had those things when I was gaining weight, even where I'd be like on my way. I was like, I'm not even gonna go to Quick Trip, and then it became, well, okay, I can go to Quick Trip, but I should just get like a milk or whatever. And then it was like, well, you're already eating breakfast. Might as well just do something off the roller grill because you'll know they'll be warm. And it's like, well, you're already over. You just grab a soda. And like, and to think about like on my way to work, how my willpower would change. It was always much worse when I was sleepy or tired or just worn out. You know, it's one of those things where all those things you never know what's going to.
And that brings up a good point we've talked about before, but probably haven't hammered enough. For any diet to be successful, you've got to sleep. Yep. You have to have sleep. Your body has to recharge. You burn a lot of calories. You say we've talked to that before, but you know there could be a 2.5 pound difference when you go to bed and when you wake up. That's because your body's repairing itself. It's working hard, using those fucking extra calories and burning shit while you're asleep. You have to get your sleep in, and you will start to sleep better once you lose weight. That's the good news.
Yes.
But you got to get through that initial part. If you're not sleeping well, you got to figure out a way to get some sleep. You take some melatonin. If you like CBG gummies or even THC gummies, if that's legal where you are, whatever works for you. Some kind of natural, hell, maybe a cup of. They make a sleepy time hot chocolate now with it has like melatonin and some other shit in there. You can try that.
Yeah.
But something to help you sleep. Put the phone down. Don't lay in bed. Don't lay in bed with your phone. I try to go electronics free for about an hour before I try to go to sleep.
Yeah. Well, and anybody
that has helped me immensely.
And anybody who has ever lived with a Steen or especially slept in the same room as a Steen probably knows that almost all of them use a fan. Yes.
Gotta have a fan. Yeah,
I use a fan. I think Sawyer uses a fan. I know you use a fan. I think Mom even uses a fan at this point.
She does.
Because she got used to your fan.
Most of the summer she has 2 fans going in there at bedtime.
Yeah. What I've learned even is I have to have a fan that has a timer on it because much like my willpower, my inhibitions will turn down when I'm tired. If that fan's going, I'll like if I'm trying to wake up at 5:30, that 5:30 alarm will go off, and I'm like, oh man, I can sleep till 6:15, 6:30. You know, I'll just keep going. I have a fan timer, so that fan shuts off, and so I wake up and get out of bed.
Okay.
So
all right, look at you, fancy Dan with your fan timer.
Yeah, it's like
nice.
I had a travel fan, and I brought a smart outlet with it. So I could plug it in so it could turn off. But I didn't bring it for this one because I was like, I'm just going to try to not sleep with it. I'm just going to run my air conditioning machine, and that should be enough sound, I'm hoping.
You didn't bring a fan?
No.
Oh, see, that's not even an option. I can remember times my fan quit in the middle of the night. I had to go to Walmart and get a new fan.
I can see that.
I'm not even fucking kidding. So,
I mean, it might be... Good. I might go look at a Walmart here soon or something. There's a Walmart right over here. I might go see what's the cheapest fan I can get that has a self timer that will turn off.
Oh, but you're gonna find out a fucking timer.
You know, who knows?
You know, Walmart in Colby, Kansas, dude.
Hey, they're getting better and better. Everything's getting hell. I got a scale that has an app, a smart scale that has an app for under $20.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
I should upgrade my scale. I got an old Weight Watchers scale that I don't even know how to program anymore. I mean, it does. It's not an app, but it will like do BMI and all that shit. I don't even know how to. I can't remember how to program it.
Well, and I noticed when I was home, I'm not adjusting for this, but my home scale was like a pound lighter than this scale was. So I don't know what to make of either of that. But which also brings me to a random point. But again, it's not always what the number says on the scale. It's normally you should be measuring how much that changes as a barometer. You shouldn't, it's nice to know what number you're at, but at the same time, you shouldn't say, well, I'm 249, so I don't, you could go to the doctor and you go to that doctor and you weigh 255, and you go, holy shit!
Yep.
You're like, oh my god,
Yep.
I thought I was under 2. And at the end of the day, all of that is an arbitrary number that doesn't matter. What you're really numbering is this is where you're at. Okay, you had a good day yesterday, so you're lower. That's what a scale needs to be. It needs to be in a consistent place so that you have that.
Same scale, same place. Yes.
Yep.
Consistent time. Absolutely correct. Yeah, my doctor's scale weighs about 4.5 pounds heavy. So whenever I get excited, I have to temper it a little bit, knowing that it's going to be not quite as good. But I'm anxious to go see the doctor again because I'm going to be down on quite a bit of weight since the last time he saw me. So.
And he'll be happy about that. And I will also not to split hairs, but that's almost this on the Steen crest is not to split hairs, but the doctor's scale probably ain't 4 pounds heavy. Your scale at home might be 4 pounds.
It's a floor scale, dude. It's a digital floor scale.
At the doctor's?
It's not a doctor. It's not a doctor's triple beam. No. That's
okay. All right.
That's why I said it that way.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I would have said my scale weighs 4 pounds light.
Okay. All right. Well, then anything could be going on there. Yeah.
No, I was just using that as an illustration that if you have 2 different scales, you're going to weigh 2 different things every fucking time you weigh. If you have 10 different scales, you'll probably have 6 different weights. That'd be my prediction.
Yeah.
If we're Mr. Beast, we could check that out. We buy 10 scales and then.
Yeah. I paid 5,000 people $10 each to weigh themselves on all their scales, and
God bless him. He seems like a decent dude, and he seems to spend his money pretty well, and he makes people laugh and helps people. And there's a lot of content influencer people I got fucking beef with. He ain't one of them. He's fine.
No,
God bless him.
And
he worked hard. If you read his story, he's fucking been working at this since he was like 12 or 13 years old.
Oh yeah, at the very
he's been
least,
working his ass off figuring this out.
At the very worst, it's just an odd like psyop on how capitalism has affected this country, or just how today's society is moving. That everybody's like, oh, I'd love to watch people 1 to 100 try to stay in a room to win $250,000 that'll change their life. You're like, oh, I'd love to watch that. And that's just like, but that's the most exciting. And it also is one of those things that transcends all languages. That's interesting no matter what language, no matter what country. He does very basic things that are interesting for everybody in the world, and that is commendable.
Yeah.
But
I ran across him like they were I think they were like firing a bullet to try to see how many, I can't remember what it was, like plates or pieces, I think maybe window panes.
Unbreakable glass or bulletproof glass or something.
Something like that it would go through, and they were firing different caliber. And like, I never knew I was interested in this, but there you go. And I watched the whole goddamn video. And, who gives a shit? But it was, it's interesting. So hopefully people are finding compelling content like that here on our show. Truman.
That's right. Everybody's like, oh man, they talked about not drinking soda for the 23rd week in a row. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and then they talked about how they still drank soda.
Oh, sugar.
That's crazy.
This just in, sugar's bad. Breaking news. All right. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I want to thank everybody for being here, of course. As always, if you've made it this far, especially if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. We're almost up to 50 subscribers, so that's pretty cool.
Rocking right along.
And if I've been posting some stuff on TikTok and YouTube, I will be honest, as people can probably tell based on my socials or sometimes you can look at my YouTube and my thumbnails aren't always getting posted. When I'm out on these trips like this, I get pretty creatively drained. I get drained overall, and that takes a lot of my creativity here. So I don't want to, it's lame to give excuses or whatever, but at the same time, I don't exactly after working 14 hours in a day, always want to come home and say, you know what, let me drag some things around on Snapchat and make a YouTube thumbnail. So I will apologize for all the weird things you guys will probably see in the next month, but change is coming.
Yeah, I think we've been using. I think you've used like the same surprised headshot of me for like the 3 of the last 5 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to always like message you and be like, because a lot of the time I'm doing it at like 6 a.m. and I know you're not awake, and I'm like, I can't text him to say, hey, send me a shocked face whenever you get up. That'll be good.
Yeah. If you wake me up at 6 o'clock, I would fucking be shocked. So that'd be an easy one to do.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So there would be what you're saying is hang in there. It's a kind of a bare bones operation. We're going to be back to doing Mom's Minutes. We're going to try to you got a right computer now. We're going to try to post one next week. So we got a Mom's Minute in the can ready to go.
Yep.
So we're trying to upgrade a little bit here, even though you're on the road. So
yes, and eventually,
right,
I have confidence that it's all going to work out. It's just right now we're just in weird spots.
And of course, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. You know, we do try to have a little fun, but we also try to give some information that's actionable for you guys. Share that our knowledge that we've acquired along the way, not just on this journey, but through the life journey for myself of trying to lose weight. You know, I've learned a lot of things. I'm not saying I, in any way, shape, or form, incorporate them all, but I have learned a lot of things, and hopefully, some of those things can help you guys out as well. Check us out on all your regular podcast platforms, your Spotify's, your Apples, whatever. Check us out there. Of course, rate and review. We appreciate it. Drop comments. We love comments. So definitely let us know what you're thinking if you're on your own journey, how you're doing. And we like it. We're trying to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly of a weight loss journey, and the journey continues, my friend.
Absolutely. If you want to check out our constant stream of consciousness, or at least for me, you go over to twitter.com/steehmachine or tiktok.com/steehmachine if you want to see some of the video stuff that I do sometimes. So,
there you go.
twitter.com/steamroller, but it's not necessarily as much of a constant stream of consciousness for you. So,
it's not. It's not. I annoy people in real life with my streams of consciousness. old school. That's what I do, buddy.
Old style. But yes, we appreciate
everybody out there. Have a great week.
Yes, appreciate all the dreamers, the believers, and even the fat guys for being here. We'll see you guys next week. We'll talk more about we've got 2 more weeks of doing the 2 Fat Guys in a Dream diet. We will then talk about what we've learned, what worked, what didn't work. We'll talk about how to adjust in the future, and then we'll do about another month of trying new diets again, and maybe going through incorporating some of those things after that. We'll see how it goes. But again,
very good.
Absolutely feel free to leave comments, suggestions, text us, let us know how you want to, any diets that you want to see. We're going to go back to reviewing diets here in about 2 weeks. But for now, we're sticking with this.
Everybody out there roasted, fucking stay cool. Stay cool this week.
Yeah, drink some water.
All right.
It's the heat wave's breaking this week. It should be, we're getting back to sort of normal summer temperatures Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's nice. But
yeah, and for all of our friends out there in the desert, in Vegas and Phoenix and all that shit, Palm Springs, fucking God bless you. Hang tight, man. Hang tight.
Yeah, jeez. Good luck. We appreciate you for being here. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Take care, everybody.